Hello, welcome to Women's World Podcast. Today we have a special edition, relationship edition, together with my partner Jonas Demming. What are we going to be talking about?
Today we will talk about the libido difference between men and women, what to do if your partner wants more sex than you, and how to boost your own libido. How can you solve premature ejaculation as a man? How to see good in your partner when he or she frustrates you on a daily basis. And can you just be friends with a member of the opposite sex when you are in a relationship? And much more. If you want to stay tuned for more episodes, please follow the channels. And if you liked the episode, give us a rating and share the show. We thank you.
Hello, welcome to Women's World Podcast. And today I have a very special Valentine's episode together with my man, Jonas. From Valentines.
Hi, everyone.
You probably know him already.
Yes.
I don't have to introduce this star of Belgium.
Yes. I was about to start the podcast with saying, welcome back, guys. But I was being confused.
Yeah. This time is different.
Yeah. Yes. Hi.
We got.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
First time I'm the guest in a podcast. So exciting.
Yeah, first time? Oh,
yes, I think so.
My pleasure. Yeah. All right. So indeed, we had this idea that with all our experience, we are about 4 years together now. Mm-hmm. And we have seen the dark and the light and roller coaster, which is normal for every relationship. Mm-hmm. So that's why we decided to help you too, if you need some help, and you can ask us anything.
Yeah. And some people were already answering, asking us some questions about relationships and
feel
stuff
free
like that.
to comment, and after also just write a DM or whatever, write a comment and ask us anything you want.
So maybe for
now,
the people, if you have any topics you want to discuss with us, some specific questions, and if you want to keep it anonymous, you can either drop it in the comments of the content we're posting, or they can DM you or me, or they can email you at
info@womensworldworkshop.eu. Don't forget, women's is a plural with an E, not an A.
Maybe also put it in the description somewhere so they.
Yes, we'll do that.
So they won't miss.
We got a lot of questions. Let's get to it.
Yeah, nice to see actually that we got quite some questions. I think it's going to be too many to answer.
Gentlemen, go first.
So I was explaining that we actually had already too many questions to probably answer them in one podcast. So we're probably going to divide it into a later. The questions we don't answer now, we will answer them in a later podcast. So if your question has not been answered, it will probably be for the next one. But we will. So now get into the questions.
Yeah.
This is a question we've seen actually multiple times, and the question is. What to do when there is a difference in libido, and so
in the sex drive in the relationship.
And more specifically, one person asks what to do when one person wants to have more sex, more time sex
partner.
per week than the other partner. Excuse me if I sometimes am shivering or clacking my teeth. I'm still a bit. My body is still heating up because we did our first ice bath session today.
Yeah, for you not the first one, but for me the first one.
But anyway, I still did it, and my body is still warming up, and I'm still shivering a bit and clacking my teeth once in a while. So okay, what to do in this situation? Of course, we can take a look from this.
If it's a man or a woman.
Yes. So indeed, this question actually has two ways to look at it, because we don't know which gender asked the question. Either a man, a woman, or a unicorn. We don't know. So no, I think this question should be answered differently. Whether the man is the one with the lower libido, or the woman is the one with the lower libido. And so I will answer for the man, I guess.
Go.
So let's say you are a man, and your libido is lower.
And your wife wants more.
Yeah, and your wife wants more sex than you do. Very annoying situation, of course. Let's take a look at what I think can be some of the reasons. As a man, when your libido is not at point, the first thing you want to do is make sure that your health is okay. Is your testosterone level okay? That's really the first thing you have to do. Because for a man, if your testosterone is not adequate, so if they're not high enough, your libido will not be there. This is just the way it is. So that's really the primary thing you have to take care of. You do this just by going to the doctor, take a blood test, and then you know where you're at. Now, yeah, for guys who've already been listening to me on my own podcast, they already know that you can't actually really trust most doctors' opinions about testosterone. They will test it, and if you're within a range, which is a very wide range, they will say, no, everything's fine, you're okay.
What would be your advice for men who can't find a good doctor?
Keep
Maybe-
looking.
And about the hospital and stuff?
Yes, so I
the
myself, I'm a patient at Android Clinic in Utrecht. They're specialized in male hormonal health, and they do a very good job.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not cheap, but dude, guys, it's your health. You have to take this very seriously. It's an investment you have to make. Very simple. So if you really want to get good guidance in that, go to that place. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can also just go to a doctor, and if you're not sure, send me your blood results. I am happy to take a look at them and give you my opinion on it.
Yeah, not every
so-
doctor is open-minded, eh?
No, but every doctor has to take your blood if you ask for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
He has to. This is no question.
Yeah.
And so what you have to ask to check for total testosteron, free testosteron en SHBG. Dus in het Nederlands SHBG-waarde. Why is that important? Your total testosterone, you want it to be above 600. But even if your total testosterone is above 600 and your SHBG is too high, you will not have a high libido, because the thing that does that, it actually takes your total testosterone and it makes it unusable for your body. But I don't want to get too much into technical detail about this. If you want to learn more about this, go to my own podcast, check for the testosterone podcasts, and there we go into this very deep. But just to summarize, get your testosterone fucking checked if your libido is not high, because there is mainly something, there is a big chance that there is something wrong there. If your testosterone is not high enough, then of course you also need to make sure, are you living a healthy lifestyle as a man? This is also very important for your testosterone. And what does this mean? Are you drinking too much? Are you too fat? Are you not exercising enough? You have to take care of yourself as a man if you want to have a good libido. So yeah, that's actually pretty straightforward advice. Just clean up your lifestyle. That's the first thing you need to check. Now, if that's all in order, if your testosterone is okay, if you're living a healthy lifestyle, and your libido is not what it's supposed to be, or your sex drive is lower than your partner's, then I think as a man, there's only like a couple of things that can be going wrong, because for men, yeah, sex, it's like, I don't know, some sort of course for women also, but for men, like, yeah, you should have libido, you know? Like, it's pretty a given, I think. So
What do you mean by that?
that, yeah, any guy wants to have sex, right? So
Yeah, of course.
so for me, it narrows the amount of reasons that could lead to, yeah, you're not wanting to have sex as much as your partner. What do I mean? Okay, maybe one more psychological reason. Maybe you're not feeling confident enough about yourself. Because of course, but I think this is more an issue for women than for men. However,
More,
for
yeah.
me, I also notice it myself.
Yeah, but wait, when you are also not in your drive,
Yeah.
we tend to say also in bed, maybe we skip today.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah,
no.
just because we don't feel attractive or sexy. That's
Yeah, so I think for men it's in general a lesser issue than for women, but for me it's a factor as well. Like I
Yeah.
like to feel good
Wanted,
in my skin
yeah.
and sexy, and like when I'm pumped and jacked, then I
Yeah.
will automatically have more libido because I just feel great about my own body. So for some men this might also help. It's like when you are like secretly not happy with your own body, maybe this might also be a factor why you don't want to have sex as often. However, I think it will be less of a factor than for women. Now, What could also be a factor, maybe you have a high libido, but maybe you don't have mood to have sex with your own, with your women. And this can be multiple of reasons. First of all, what I've seen with some guys, they have a women or they have a partner that's emasculating them. So a woman that's putting them down.
Yeah.
There is nothing more that kills the sex drive towards a woman if the woman is behaving like a bitch to you. Like
Yeah.
if she's putting you down as a man, yeah, you're like, yeah, okay, you know what,
May I
bitch,
ask you
fuck
something?
you.
Like, doesn't it also matter, for example, how you get to it? For example, I think that some women don't really know the way how to direct it to sex. For example, instead of just doing it and warming up your partner and maybe coming, giving a kiss from the back or something, they would be more like, "You don't want me anymore. What's wrong with you? What's happening?" I think that's like making your partner feeling worse and giving too much pressure, no?
Um, could be, could be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not like that, so it's not sure.
Yeah,
But I
I was
believe that some
also,
women could be like
I
that.
was also still more going to say, like, for me would also be important. Like, I also need to feel wanted.
Yeah.
Like,
But don't
if
you
I
agree
if
if
I
you
if I if I get the feeling like in especially in these comedy movies and soap series, you see like sex is supposed to be this magical gift that the women give to guys. Like, oh yeah, I need to give it up again because it's his birthday. If it would be like that, like, oh, you feel like you have to give it to me because that's it's
pity
like
sex?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pity sex indeed.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want it as well, yeah, I'm also like, yeah, yeah, fuck that,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
So for me, that would also be a
Yeah,
factor.
because men also want to hunt, no?
Yeah, but hunting and being wanted is maybe not exactly the same thing. But
Yeah,
or
all right,
maybe
but you need to kind of take the steps before sex. You can't just, come on, let's do it. Take your pants off and let's do it. You need to take the steps.
yeah, okay, the hunting part is fun, but it's only fun when it's also reciprocated with like equal desire, you know?
Yeah, yeah. There must be some sort of
Yeah.
frequency between you. I mean,
And I think that's just something that happens in reality that yeah, women also like lose interest in their partner and men start to feel that and also that just maybe
it's a turn off.
yeah, or maybe if the man just sees like, yeah, my wife or my partner is not really as into it, like if she's just like
Stiff.
being stiff and like quite emotionless and not moaning or not
Here we go,
yeah
do it.
or not yeah, well, like that, and not expressing any signs of pleasure
Yeah,
or something,
yeah,
then you're
yeah.
also like, yeah, allez, that's pretty annoying as a guy, you know. Then what could also be the case, I think, are you watching too much porn?
Good one.
So I think
Good
this is
point.
something. Yeah, I think this is something that many guys struggle with. That like, so this is probably the case. Like, okay, you're a woman and you want more sex than your partner, but your partner doesn't reciprocate the sex as a man, and then might be the cause that as a man you're just watching porn every day and then you're jerking off. Yeah, well, you already watched porn and you jerked off. Of course, you're not gonna be in the mood again
Yeah.
to have sex with your wife. So as a guy, yeah. Anyway, anyone who follows me in my content knows actually I'm quite against porn because it does just wrong shit in your brain. Yeah, you should just cut it out because it's really terrible for your sex drive within the relationship.
Yeah.
Which also makes sense because yeah, with porn, what do? It's like you view hundreds of women's in a couple of minutes, let's say. Okay, it's exaggerated, but you get the point. And so there is so much novelty and so much new stimulation every 30 seconds that yeah, you can't match that in real life.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
that
wanted
really
to
kills
say.
the sex drive.
I think that men, of course, I'm not a guy, but I think that men who watch porn, they probably perfectionize the scene of sex and they think that in reality it's supposed to be this way. And for a lot of women, knowing that your man is watching porn, it's like, it's demotivating because you're like, I cannot keep up with that.
Yeah, I
It's
can
not.
imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they're all perfect, all big boobs, and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not real. All of the stuff. The reality is here, and you should enjoy
I think
the
indeed also
present.
porn also like fucks with the
It's a wrong
expectations.
image.
Yeah, and also it's really just really about the brain chemistry. You're fucking up the brain chemistry because you get way too many. It's really like here, you know, too much firework is going off during porn. You cannot simulate it in real life because
Yeah,
you're getting too much. It's like the scrolling on social media thing. It's like
yeah,
every scroll you're like you get like an entire new brain stimulation, and you can't match this in real life, which automatically will for your brain. Normal sex will be boring compared to porn because you just can't get as much of the
voila,
brain stimulation.
voila.
Last thing that I want to point out why a man could have less interest is because the man is simply not satisfied during the sex. So if a woman if you as a woman can't please your partner the way he wants, automatically he will lose interest in having
Yeah,
sex with you, which might leave you wanting to have
yeah,
more sex with him than he wants with
yeah.
you.
Don't you
Because,
think that in that case they should communicate more and
yeah,
make clear statements of what do you want and what do they expect from a partner?
yeah, I think in that case it's 100% communication. It's like that
Communication is lubrication.
lubrication. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's a very true statement,
Yeah,
you know, and I think that's a common problem within couples that they just don't talk enough about sex because it's somehow this
it's a taboo or
shameful
something, and then
topic. Yeah,
we do it, and then we wonder why is it not the way we want it. It's because you're not clear about what you want. We are not mind readers. We cannot assume that the partner knows what you want. You have to make sure
but
you.
probably because there's also a lot of shame involved. Like
Yeah, but if
people.
you if you're not ready, like Tom you said, if you're not ready to talk about sex, you're
You
not ready
should.
to have sex.
Yeah, it's a good rule. It's a good rule, but it's not what happens in
Yeah,
practice.
I know the
But
reality is not like
but
that.
I think I also struggled with it. You know, in our
Being
relationship,
open.
yeah, in our relationship, it's very good now. But I understand why people have difficulties with it because you're opening up about very private stuff,
Very
and
intimate.
you are very you have to be very vulnerable. You are very vulnerable in that
Yeah,
moment
yeah.
because you are exposing yourself in a very private way. And of course, people will probably have the fear, like, "Oh no, what will he think of me? Maybe he or she will think I'm weird, or maybe
Judge
she'll
me.
judge me or make fun of me or whatever." So I think I think it is very difficult, but exactly for a good, healthy and pleasuring sex relationship, yeah, communication is super
Yeah,
important.
important.
Yeah.
I agree that. I agree on that.
So yeah, that's my take on the reasons why a guy might have lower libido than the
Yeah.
women. Let's now explore
With
why the
women,
women.
I think also one of the points that you said with men that it's the same for women about the health thing. You have to be healthy. If you're not healthy and if you're feeling out of shape or like lazy, if you're eating too much crap, if you're just not taking care of yourself, most likely your hormones will also react accordingly. And voila, your hormones will also affect your desires and your excitements. And yeah, I think,
I think indeed, like it's a good rule of thumb to know. It's even a saying in medicine or something like if you're not horny on a regular basis, you're not perfectly healthy. So like being horny once in a while, like
yeah,
on a steady
yeah,
basis means that you're healthy. And if you're not, something's off,
yeah.
both for men and
Then
women.
it's a red flag.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a red flag.
yeah.
But I think maybe an extra issue with women is all the birth control that they're on.
Yeah, but coming back to health as well, I want to point out for me, for example, it's very important to move. If I don't work out for way too long, I just don't want to have sex. It's just, I just don't feel I don't feel good about myself, even though I know that there are no results. Like I'm not gonna get fat in 5 days if I don't train, but still, there's something mentally and something, yeah, probably working on hormones. You would know that.
I think that's scientifically explainable because working out it increases many feel good hormones,
Yeah,
and yeah, to want to have sex you also need to feel good.
yeah,
And also, working out is stress relieving, and it's also very common knowledge. If you're too stressed, you won't be thinking about sex. This is just is as for men,
yeah.
as for men,
And
as
for
for
women,
women.
it's really bad.
Being in a relaxed state is super important for your libido. So
Yeah.
if you're in constant stress, yeah, this will also have an impact. So actually, stress management is also a factor that we can
Yeah.
incorporate
For
here.
both
Yeah.
sides.
So yeah, if your life is one big fucking stress ball, yeah, then your mind won't be focused towards
You
having
can't
sex. I also feel
enjoy.
this in my own life.
Yeah.
Like if there's really if it's been one fucking hell of a shit week, then yeah, you're
Yeah.
not gonna be like,
And I know
oh,
that.
now I
I
want
also
sexy
just
time.
give you space, and I know that you need time to process things. And
Yeah,
when you
but
feel better,
yeah,
then we'll
exactly,
do it again.
exactly.
Yeah, indeed. And birth control, you were saying exactly. Birth control is something that works in so many different ways on everybody. Let's say also with spiral in the beginning, don't forget the hormones are peaking, skyrockets. I didn't know what to do with myself because I was horny, just in a car sitting just from the vibration. It's not normal. And now it's completely gone. And I think it's also it's a roller coaster when you take birth control. Doesn't matter what kind, if it's spiral or pill or something else, or like a shot. There is also a shot, I think.
Oh, I'm not familiar with everything,
Yeah,
but
there are new technologies these days, but don't forget also when you just start with it, it's going to give you a peak, and when you are at the end of your expiring dates, your spiral or your birth control, or if you're building down with your pill or something, it could also change. So don't forget that these are also factors.
I think actually, to be honest, like they're only now starting to understand the effects
Impacts.
and the impact of birth control.
Yeah.
And it's really not looking good. Like
Yeah.
also for you, yeah, you put a new spiral when we were just going out, I think.
Yeah.
But actually, like, yeah, we already have been talking about this.
Yeah, we
We are
have
thinking
discussed
about
about it.
actually getting rid of it entirely, and maybe I will get snipped or something, or we do with the counting system or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's maybe a private information, but yeah, fuck it. Yeah, anyway,
Yeah, but no, but just saying, like, actually, every woman should really, like,
I've heard.
with all of the information that's now starting to surface around the birth control and how much it fucks with the women's health.
And not only
You should really
consider be natural.
it should be a mission. No, it should be a fucking goal of every woman to go natural and
Yeah.
work with the counting system. Like, dudes, what the fuck? The stats are horrible. The girls who start birth control now they're starting to see that there's a very clear correlation between taking birth control and girls who have depressing feelings, want to kill themselves, don't feel good, really feel unhappy. Like there is a direct correlation there. Like this is really crazy shit.
But you know what I have heard from many girls? I have a girl group with dancing, and we actually had this conversation for a very long time. We had for a half hour, an hour, we discussed about being on birth control or not. And the girls who didn't, or they tried everything and now they stopped already for a few years, they said that when they now realize that when they were on a birth control or on a spiral, that actually their feelings were numb. And now without it, they're actually feeling. They are more themselves, they're more following their intuition, they're more also enjoying the sex and more horny regularly. So it means actually that somewhere you get that actually when you start with it, you get a peak, and then you're just for 5 years, like me with the spiral, 5 years numb, just straight. I am of course still horny and stuff, but it's not like this anymore.
I'm very sure you would have a higher libido if you would be just natural, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could
But
be.
even just to like sketch how much it fucks with a woman's mind, they did research to this, and it's really staggering. A woman on birth control will choose a different partner than she would without
Yeah.
birth control. So the study was like this. Apparently, women have a system in their brain that can detect suitable partners for them on a gene level. So they can smell, or yeah, of course they don't do it consciously, but subconsciously they can smell when they're not on birth control, which partners are a genetically suitable match for them to have more
Yeah.
healthy children.
Yeah, I've
And
read.
when they're on birth control, this system doesn't work. And then the problem is, you're on birth control, you meet your partner, you want to have kids, you go off birth control, and apparently your
You realize
attraction
she's not. Yeah.
also shifts. So you're attracted to a guy when you're on birth control, but your attraction might shift away because you stop birth control, and the system like
Yeah.
powers back
Yeah.
on, let's say, and actually this is genetically not a good match for me. And this is also the reason why apparently children are being born with weaker immune systems, because women are not choosing their partner anymore with that system
Yeah,
online.
I read that also in a book about hormones for women. By the way, if you're looking for to go natural, I'm gonna be doing this too once my spiral is out. And this is a book really written for women who want to be natural and follow their cycle. And it also was said that on birth control, you very likely will choose a partner that is actually not suitable for you. And like what you just explained, that after it you might change your opinion, or your attraction might change towards them. Well, with us it's switching period actually, because I was then off and then on and then off and then on, something like that. Anyway,
I will see
the
what
book it's
happens
called.
if we're not together anymore in a few years. You know why?
Then you know why.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah
Anyway,
well.
the book is called Woman's Code. So if you would like that, just text me message and I will send you the screenshot, the photo of the book. So the next things that I have also marked, indeed, it could be birth control. And for me, also important, how do you feel about yourself in general? Do you feel sexy? Yeah. How is the relationship with yourself? Like, do you have any insecurities that are holding you back, blockages that should be solved out? That is a very, very, very common problem with women, because they just don't feel good enough themselves. They don't feel like representative, to be honest, and they feel insecure about something, and it could be something completely stupid. It could be from looks, or maybe something that happened to you, and then you just lose your worth. So in that case, I would just suggest always to work on your femininity in many ways, and surround yourself with women, get some feminine energy from them, learn something. Also, just get movement indeed. And in sex itself, during sex, I would say also stop. Don't overthink too much. Don't think, am I looking good? Is this position? Do I look fat now? And how is this corner? Do I smell bad? I mean,
Yeah,
really be present.
but
And
I
for
think
being present, I'm sorry, still for being present, I would also suggest meditate every day. It helped me enormously also to be present and enjoy every moment. Of course, it's easier said than done, but if you at least meditate 5 minutes per day, you will already learn to be more present.
but I think here what you said,
Uh-huh.
I think no,
Yeah,
I wanted
same.
to touch extra on something.
Yeah.
That I think women can be indeed very self-conscious when they're having sex, like what you said, like, oh, am I looking too fat? Oh, don't I taste bad or something when he's going down on you or whatever. I think also it's actually the man's task here to make sure your woman feels comfortable. So you
Yeah.
should actually you should make sure that she feels
Yeah.
wanted and acknowledged. So yeah, and you do this of course by showing that, or by telling her in the moment,
Yeah.
like, oh, you look so hot, or I love how you taste, if
Yeah.
we're getting very
Well,
specific.
if it really, really bothers you, Maybe take a shower before you do it, or I don't know, just do something that makes you
No, but
feel better.
as a man, like
But a man should
this
make
is
your
also how pheromones work. Like, you know, if you want a woman, you will, if you're going down on her, you will
want her
like how she
dirty.
tastes.
You want her
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah, we're getting very specific here, but yeah,
Oh.
this is just how it is. So basically, guys, just make sure that it's your task to make sure that your woman feels hot. This is a solution you can solve very easily yourself to make your women, to make your partner feel more wanted and stuff like that. Also, actually, I read this in the you read the book also, The Billion Wicked Thoughts about
Yeah.
desires. The main desire a woman has is to be desired. So if you want to bring her into the mood, you have to make her feel desired. And this itself will already make her more horny.
You have tips?
I don't know, I just...
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'll give you a tip. Yeah, just make her feel relaxed before you do it.
yeah, that's also
Make sure
thing,
she's not stressed.
that's also a thing what I was going to say. This is also something that sometimes we have, not friction, but where we not, where we're just men and women are not the same. And men can be like, okay, now I'm ready to go, and we go.
Yeah.
And women just need
Doesn't work
more
like that
time.
for us.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, sex starts way earlier for women. They already
Start
need
with
to
taking out
start
for
to
shopping and
shopping.
No, I'm joking. Like
Let's not make sex too expensive here.
For
Okay.
example, for me it works. A little tip: just come from the back, give her a hug, kiss her
Yeah.
on the neck.
Already start to be sweet well in advance.
Yes.
Start to warm her
Yeah.
up with an
And she
extra
will know,
kiss
he's
and some
acting sweet, he
strokes
wants
and
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But women need this, so they need a longer warm up, and they need to feel desired in order to enjoy sex. So, and these are things you can very easily do. And so then, yeah, one last time I will repeat it to make the psychological factor of the women away that she's very self-conscious. You can also very easily make her feel good about herself by, yeah, being verbal, giving the right compliments, showing that you're enjoying it, that's telling her that you love how she looks, yeah, stuff like that.
I think, don't you agree that men need it too sometimes? Some validation and just to know that they are also wanted? If I would never say, imagine if I would never say, "Oh, you're hot," or
No,
you know,
it would, for sure.
it would give you like an easy feeling of like, does she find me attractive or not?
Yeah, for sure. But I think also that actions there speak louder than words. So also, yeah, it's a bit the same, you know, for like both sides. You can also just make sure in a physical way that I know that you want me, or when I see that you're enjoying the sex, like that stuff also just works.
All right. Okay, we rounded that up. As well, I want to point out that with women works the same. You need to be completely open about your desires, and we already went through it.
Yeah, that's both ways.
Yeah, especially if you're in a long-term relationship. I just don't understand if you're like 4, 3, or 2 years together and you still haven't talked about what you like. You can't just assume, and things can change, and it's okay. You shouldn't be ashamed about it. You should make sure also that when you talk about it, just make it comfortable. Maybe for you, you need some candlelights or something like romantic music, and then you feel more relaxed to have a glass of wine, and just try to make it easy conversation. Don't push it like, hey, you know, actually, I don't like it when you do like this. Or just don't give the stress to your partner. Make sure that they feel okay and safe to talk about these topics with you.
Yeah, there are some good rules to find about this. Like, talk about sex. You should never do it in the bedroom during sex. It's one of
Yeah?
those. It's one of the rules of Emily, I
Okay.
think, of that sex coach. So she says something like, yeah, if you want to discuss sex things, you should never do it during sex.
Yeah, no,
It should
no,
be
no, no.
discussed like at a separate time.
That could
And then-
completely switch the mood.
Well, exactly. So that's why. So you should really take out time for that at a separate moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Tom and Lisa always say, like you have to first create like a safe environment. So indeed, just don't just bombard them with like
Yeah. With
while you're
criticism
driving,
and
or all of a sudden when you're in the kitchen, flap it out. Like
yeah.
you should really just schedule. Okay, maybe we should have like open communication time, and
Yeah.
then make a relaxed mood, light some candles, pour a glass of wine, something like that, and then have an open conversation about it, and then yeah, trying also making sure, like agreeing, okay, we're not gonna judge each other. This is a safe space. We're just gonna
Yeah.
talk
Yeah,
openly
and I
about
think
it.
in general you should in all areas. I won't gonna go deep into this, but in all areas you should have meeting with your partner once in a while. It can be just once in a month, but when you have quality time, we even had separate meetings for parenting, for our relationship, and you can indeed, if sex is something that is maybe on your mind, also schedule time for sex talk. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So
Maybe still a sub question on this
yeah.
question. What is the healthy amount of sex per week? Yeah, because yeah, there's a sex difference. Now, of course, yeah, if your partner wants, if you're already several years together and your partner wants 3 times per day sex, maybe you're just a sex addict and you just need to get help in another way. What's a healthy amount of sex to have?
Yeah, I still wanted to say about indeed what we just talked about, the whole being wanted and all the attractiveness and warming up. Like Tom Bellew says, don't forget that a woman need to feel loved to have sex, and men need to have sex to feel loved. So don't forget that that works often for us, yeah, for couples.
I think it's a very good statement. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's there's a lot of truth in that. Yeah,
Yeah, so
indeed.
warm up each other.
Yeah.
So the last ones I will just say shortly. Make sure also you don't have any resentments or past events that are on your mind and you can't let go of them. And that's why you can't enjoy the sex. Because, of course, I know I am a woman, so I know sometimes there are still thoughts coming in, and then you feel like you would want to talk about it, but it's not the right time. But if sex is really decreasing, or the desire is decreasing, it will just get worse if you're not gonna get it off your shoulders. You need to schedule the talking, and you need to schedule and maybe just tell him how you feel about it. And sometimes you would be surprised, because when you open up, you can also be like so supportive and just say, I'm sorry about that, and all of a sudden desire is back. We just need to hear the story sometimes. We just need to let it go, talk it out, say it out loud, or if it's okay, if it's too difficult, write a letter. We also do it sometimes. If it's difficult, or even like writing appreciation letter for each other, how
Yeah,
how
also good.
grateful we
Yeah.
are to be together, and that also
Okay, but
pushes
so
us closer. So,
yeah.
and the last one, do you trust him? That's something women struggle with, because they also tend to be jealous, or tend to have scenarios in their heads that their man is onto something, especially with social media. And if they liking other picture from other girls' pictures, or if he's talking to another girl. And if you really don't trust him, you will also show that in bedroom. You need to feel completely comfortable with your partner. So that leads also to communication, of course.
Yeah, so that's the big basic here,
Yeah.
communication.
So that's how we round up the question, yes.
And so my sub question, what's a healthy amount of sex per week? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 times per week.
Yeah, that would also be my thing.
But
Of course, in the big
but there is a but. Unusual circumstances, like unusual events. If you're sick, if someone passed away in your
Yeah.
family, and then you don't feel good about, you're not positive, you're not relaxed. You should. It's normal that you don't have mood for that.
Yeah, but I do think like speaking as a man, like of course, like in the beginning of a relationship, it's like 1 to 2 per day, but you also have to be realistic. Like you can't keep that
Keep it
up,
up.
especially if you have
Business to
lives to
run.
live, you know, and you have kids, and you need business to run, job to work at,
We have to schedule sex.
and you have sometimes you do, yeah,
Sometimes, yeah, we have to
it's not
schedule.
it's not always like that, but sometimes there are
Yeah.
really very hectic weeks,
Nudity time.
and then we schedule nudity time, yeah, which is not ideal, of course, but yeah, you know, life is not ideal,
Yeah.
but the point is like. It's very easy. Like you hear too many couples who are like, yeah, we have sex once per month or once per 2 months or even worse. You know, when it starts to come to that, yeah, then you really just have to fucking
You have
schedule it
to
and
talk
make time
about
for
it,
it.
yeah.
And then you will probably say, yeah, but now I'm not into the moment. But the thing is also, sometimes you just have to get started.
The longer
And
you
you will get
wait,
into the
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
Like
The longer you
just
wait,
sit yourself together, start kissing, start rubbing, and you will get into the
yeah.
moment, you know?
There is sometimes I feel like there is this timeline or so, or like after 1 week, if it really gets, for me, it's like 1 week is already long.
Yeah.
And I start to feel that it gets even more difficult to get back at it. So you need to start somewhere. But
Yeah.
indeed, what helps the most is the quality time and then relaxing both and
Yeah.
just
And
reconnecting.
yeah, that's still what I really wanted to say. Why I think like 2 to 3 weeks per week is a minimum. It's because sex is just a great tool, especially if the sex is good, to feel reconnected again. You
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah, but for
that's
you guys, for girls, you need to feel connected first to have sex.
yeah. But don't you always feel better after?
Yes, but I cannot go in bed with you when I'm angry or when I'm stressed or I cannot go and be like, okay, yeah, it's been long, now we have a half hour, let's do this. Let's get this over with. No,
Okay.
it doesn't
Okay.
work like that for women. Sorry, guys, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Anyway,
It only works in
I think
porn. Then they come in, they open the door, and they're all ready.
yeah, yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's very important for the relationship to have sex on a regular basis
Yeah,
because
that's true.
it is just a tool
That's
for
true.
reconnection. You know.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Next question.
Yes.
You see, there are big answers.
We have so much.
We won't be able to do all of them. I really want to answer this one,
Yeah.
if I
Okay.
may.
I will ask you them.
What? You will ask
I
me?
will ask you. You will answer. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, there was a guy who
How?
texted the question.
Yes, he's asking how to go longer in bed. How
Last longer.
last
Yeah.
longer in bed.
So probably the thing is that he ejaculates too fast to his liking. So there are several things that might be going on here. First of all, this is also something that I've read in scientific research. So this is real shit. Are you relaxed enough during the sex? Because if you're not, if you're stressed, your adrenaline levels will be higher. And because your adrenaline levels are higher, when you then get into the activity of sex, your body will do two things. Because so first of all, get this: you're in a stress. Your body is in stress, and your adrenaline levels are high. Because your body thinks you're in a fight or flight situation because your stress level is too high. And of course, when your body is in a flight or fight state, your body thinks this is not a good time to be relaxed and have sex. I need to be ready for action. I'm in survival mode. That's also why the adrenaline is high. So when the adrenaline is high and you start to engage in sex, two things will happen. Either you will lose your erection at some point, not too long going into the sex, or you will come prematurely because your body does not want you to have sex for a long time because your body thinks you're in a fight or flight relationship state. Sorry. So this is a very important one, or this might be a very important cause of your problem, that you're just simply not relaxed enough, that your stress levels and your adrenaline levels are too high. So that's the first thing you need to check. Am I actually relaxed enough to have sex? And if not, yeah, again, stress, coping mechanisms, maybe like meditating, exercising, whatever makes you relax. Then, another possible thing that is often the cause for premature ejaculation is that you again watch too much porn and you jerk off too much, because the jerking off thing, it's actually basically just trying to come in a short period of time, and you jerk off for like
Trying to unload your nuts.
you're just trying to unload as fast as you can.
Yeah.
That's basically what jerking off is, and especially if you do it in that way, that will cause also premature ejaculation, because you were rewiring your brain to do that. You're like linking your brain between sexual activity and coming fast. So the thing to do there is, first of all, stop watching porn, stop jerking off so much, and maybe practice edging. So then what you will do actually is you will jerk off, but you will do it extremely slowly, and you will actually practice or try to rewire your brain that it should take longer.
But also not come, huh? That's
And
the
not
point.
come, and not come.
Of
So
edging.
you will jerk a very slowly way, not till the point of coming, and then you can try to like build it up. So like
Yeah.
it's like you do it for 10 minutes, and also just stop. Next day do it again, and then for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. So like that
Yeah.
you can practice it.
Yeah. Apparently, I read also that when women do edging, they will also boost their desire for sex. So edging, it means you can't come. You're just
Men as well.
yeah, you're just like playing, but you're not able. You can't finish. So
So well, that was actually shorter answer.
yeah. Okay.
I covered it.
Right. Maybe I will go with one that I got also on my account, because I would like to answer this one. So, how to still see good when your partner frustrates you on a daily basis? Yeah, I think there must be a lot of different factors and a lot of things we don't know. It's difficult to say in which situation they were. But I would say always that you should probably start having an honest conversation with yourself. And realize, are you seeing this from a right perspective? Are you just being negative, too much negative? Are you actually love him even anymore? Or maybe there is something that you should work on yourself. I have it too sometimes. It still happens. Of course, we're 4 years together, and I don't even mention that, because when I get frustrated, it's most of the time because of the mess of the mess in the house, and the dirty dishes and stuff. And
I do the dishes.
yeah, that's also
every fucking day.
Yeah, that's not true.
Almost
That
every
is
fucking
a
day.
fucking bullshit. This is,
Almost
oh
every
my
fucking day.
God. Don't believe it, guys. This is really crap.
Don't believe her, women. She's lying.
He does his best to help me in the weekends when he's on day off. Yes, I agree on that. You do really your best when you're in the weekends. But in the week, my God, there is some stuff laying around. Blah, blah.
Yeah,
There
I'm
is
short
stuff.
on time. Yeah.
Yeah, there is stuff laying around, nothing is in place, and the dishes are always full, and I do them. You just don't notice that. You see? Frustrations. That is easy. To get frustrated for something is
Ungrounded
easy.
frustrations.
But I realized with the fact, a few days ago I was thinking, I didn't even tell it to him, and yeah, I did actually. I did say, dude, now I'm really done with it. I'm fucking done with it. And that was very aggressively coming out of my mouth. And I realized, like, why was I actually so aggressive about it? And I was thinking, actually, there were things that I needed to work on myself. And because I had frustrations from inside about myself, I'm not going to go into detail now. It's just working on myself, on my traumas, my past, and blah, blah. Just me wanting to be better in life and realizing that I'm not there. And then I'm letting those frustrations on him. Because actually what I could have done is also, honey, can we have a talk? Because for me, it doesn't work this way. I would like you to put the stuff back in a place and just respect my time, because I'm also busy and you are busy. And can we just agree that you from now on will leave the dishes clean before you go to work? Simple. But I said, dude, I'm fucking done with it. So that's what I'm saying. You can be easily frustrated for many reasons. But you should come down to the fact that you just need to communicate with your partner.
Well, I think several things can be going on here. So either the person who is asking the question is being too negative.
Well, that's what I
So
said. Are you being
that's
maybe
one
too
thing. Yeah, so
negative, or
maybe
you don't
maybe
love him
maybe
anymore?
maybe it's the person who is the problem, or maybe is your partner just really being a fuck up. Like that's also
That is
possible.
also
Like for
possible. Yeah,
instance,
that's the next
because
thing.
there are also boyfriends who are just at home all day, gaming all day, then
Yeah,
using her money to do groceries or
yeah,
order Domino's. Like you can have a piece of shit boyfriend.
yeah.
So I think the main thing you need to do here is have a very honest conversation about yourself with yourself. Like
Are we a good
is
match?
my is
Yeah,
my is my frustrations valid? Are they really valid?
yeah.
Will every partner will have some small frustrations with every partner.
That's
That's
normal.
normal. That's
Yeah.
just living together, you know. But yeah, if you truly have a good partner and you truly have a good relationship, you also must see some positive things, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, for me it also helps to focus on the positive. Just focus,
Yes, that's
remember
that's very important. You
remember
know,
why are
you
you
should,
together
yeah,
in general.
you should always try to focus on the positive. But of course, it is possible that the positive is just not there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
possible, but
yeah.
that's actually up to you
Well,
to decide.
I think if you are in that, like you say, in that situation where the partner is just a real fuck up, then I think the best thing is to try to communicate and see if he's on the same page, if he can admit the fact that um, he's not being supportive, that he doesn't give enough effort in the relationship, that he doesn't give enough effort at home. If that's not the case, if he's all against it and he's defensive, well, then I think you need to think about other actions and not saying to right away break up, but maybe you need to take another approach or do it on another day, talk in a different way or show him that in a different way. And I think,
Maybe let your man listen to the Barbarian Project.
yeah, that's also a tip.
Yeah,
But are you going to talk about
I
how to
will.
clean the house? Because that's
No, but
important.
we will talk about how to be a man of
But,
value and
you
give
know,
him some self-worth and
yeah, I was. I would like to also add, like, it depends from situation. And for instance, for me, it's also I could get mad for many reasons, but then I also realize, just think as an adult, realize, okay, he's actually also very busy, and he just can't make it work. So you need to also try to put yourself in your partner's shoes, unless indeed he is a real fuck up. Yes, I there is no defense for that, but if you just try to understand your partner, where is it coming from? Why is it not cleaning up? Why doesn't he want to make quality time for you? Why does he meet his boyfriend, sorry, his guys, his friends too much and less spending time less with you? There must be some sort of reason. Just communicate. Yeah.
okay,
All right.
I suggest we do one more
Yeah,
question
we can
because
do
we're
one
getting.
more.
But I first want to have a pee pee break actually. Okay, guys, we'll be moving on to the last question because apparently we're already at 53 minutes running time and we want to not make them too long so it's easy to consume and stuff. And also, yeah, for my voice and
I
stuff,
feel like I'm
right?
on your podcast for some reason.
Oh, am I taking the lead? I'm
Yeah, a
sorry.
little bit. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah, you know what they say.
What?
Men take the lead, right? No, no, sorry. Yeah,
Yes, they,
I'm on a women's podcast.
they
Whoa.
think they too. They think they take the lead. No,
Okay,
okay,
no,
let's
go
go.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, your opinion. The question. Your opinion about meetings one on one with another gender,
With the opposite
with the opposite
gender. Yeah.
gender. Let's say
When you're
your
within the
girlfriend is
relationship.
within relationship, when your girlfriend is going out with a guy for a
Yeah.
coffee,
I thought this was a
or
great question because I'm
vice
100% sure
versa
this causes a lot of friction in many
relationship.
relationships. Yeah. So yeah, my answer is very straightforward. So maybe one time to clarify the question. So you're in a relationship, and either the woman wants to meet another guy one on one, so not like in a professional atmosphere or a group atmosphere, just one on one, or the guy wants to meet or meets with another girl one on one, again not in professional atmosphere, so not for work or whatever, just a friend, so to speak. Here's my thing, my take. So as a guy, the only way that she could meet one-on-one with another guy, if it's either with her father, with her brother, or with a gay. That's it. And simply because I know how men are. Like, I don't know any men who are interested in like just having a coffee with another woman.
What are you gonna talk about? Fashion?
Yeah, it's just not happening.
No.
And I've seen this already too many times in real life
Yeah,
where
because
like
for women it's not like that.
so
Women are a little bit naive in this.
so what I think is the reality of most of the times when it happens that there is an that a woman and a man are friends. There will be exceptions, but 90% of the time it will be like this: is that actually the guy wants or wanted at some point to get into the pants of the women, but he didn't have the right approach, or the woman is just not attracted to him, and so she placed him mentally into the friend zone. So I do believe that for a woman, it can be on a friendship basis. I believe that.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that this is the case for the man. That this is in 90+% of the times just a friend zoned dude.
You guys are so sneaky. They're probably already like planning.
Yeah, they're planning and they're waiting. They're waiting for the chance. They're waiting. In that case, they're waiting
For the right moment.
for the moment that the boyfriend is starting to fuck up and he will be the shoulder to cry on that becomes the dick to ride on. Something like that.
Whoa.
That's what guys. That's
You're
what guys.
rhyming well.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
rhyming well.
yeah. That's what guys are thinking. 90% of the
Yeah.
time. Will there be exceptions? Possibly, but I'm not even 100% sure. Because also, like, for men, sex can be just something physical. Like, allez, this is then just me speaking openly. If I'm hanging out with an attractive woman, even though I'm not emotionally connected to her, if she would be down to fuck, I would be down to fuck if I'm single. Why not? They even did this research. They went in America on a campus, and then they
You're a guy so cheap.
yeah. But
You
listen,
are
listen,
cheap.
listen. They let an attractive woman. This is actually crazy research. They let an attractive woman roam around a university campus and ask a guy 3 questions. Would you want to go out for a coffee with me? And then like 80% would say yes. Would you want to go out for dinner with me? And then, or a date with me? And then like 60% would say yes. And the percentage that said no, they said no because they were already in a relationship. And then the third question was, would you want to have sex with me? 100% of the guys said yes. 100.
You
100.
guys are sluts.
But so the point is,
Really,
the point,
cheap
but so
motherfuckers.
the point is, yeah, you are in a relationship with a
Disgusting.
woman and she's attractive. She will go out with a guy, even though there is nothing going on. If the guy would be offered sex by that woman, guaranteed almost.
Oh, but wait,
He will
I
say yes.
I heard attractive woman. What if she's not attractive to you?
Yeah, but yeah, that's a fucked up question because why would you be with the women you're not attracted to?
Yeah, but you just said that a woman that comes to a man and asks, "Would you want to have sex with me?" That every guy said yes. But imagine if she wasn't that attractive
Yeah,
model
but
influence.
but you were actually focusing on the wrong part of the research. You just have to focus on the fact
clarify
that
this
100%.
Clarify this for me. So you would guys jump in with any woman
No,
in bed?
I wouldn't.
Because that's disgusting.
No, I wouldn't. But I'm just saying, this research shows that men will, in most cases, will be ready for sex. So to say that a guy just taking a cup of coffee with a friend,
Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
It's wishful thinking. So yeah, I think actually really it's a no go, you know. And it would be still be different, of course, if like if you're actually friends with a couple, eh? Or you like have a group of friends and you're all friends together, and like there are two relationships going on, and then like you're by accident in each other's neighborhood and you go get lunch together, but you know the other
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
also in a relationship and you're also in a relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
That would still be like different
When you're a
because you
group of
all,
friends, like in
yes,
Friends,
like in Friends,
Friends.
because
Yeah.
you all know each other, and
The episodes, the series Friends, we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
But
Yeah,
well,
but that's exactly, that's
in that
okay.
yeah, it's in that case it would still be different. But I don't think it's okay that all of a sudden I would be like, hey, I met this girl on social media.
Yeah.
I want to be friends with her. I'll go have lunch
Oh,
with her.
he's so friendly to me.
Yeah,
He's so nice. He's
or the
such a
other,
nice
yeah, or the
guy.
other way around. Oh yeah, I met this guy on social media. Yeah, he seems like a very nice guy. I want to be friends with him. I'm gonna have lunch with him. Like what the fuck? No. And I'm sure you would be you
Yeah,
would feel the
of
exactly
course, of
same
course,
way.
of
If I would
course.
be, hey, sketchy, oh look this girl, oh yeah, I don't know, she just started texting. We have a good click. I'm gonna go get lunch with her tomorrow. No, you can't come.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So no.
No, it's just, and I think anyone who says that, yeah, no, this like fuck, deep down you're lying, man,
Yeah.
or you're just hell naive.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a wrap up.
that's a wrap up. Okay.
Yeah, well, we have many more
Yeah, we have many
questions.
more
We
questions.
were
So
really
yes,
burning
indeed.
to answer all of them, but it's impossible for today.
Yeah,
We're
as you
gonna leave
see.
definitely for next time.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on my podcast. It was a pleasure to do it
So
with you.
apparently I'm allowed to come back on to answer more of these questions. So you will see me next time.
If you will behave,
If I will behave,
and
okay.
I'll take the lead.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Don't forget to follow. That's the only love I'm asking for. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.